South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie Dee, and I hope you've had an amazing week. I hope you are settling into your Friday, and I trust that you're going to have an amazing afternoon with us. Now, every Friday really should start with a really good song to celebrate the week. So today on the show, we are bringing you a multi-talented singer and songwriter, Mizz Dee. No, not this one. I can't really sing. But anyway, Mizz Dee's popularity, she's known for her suave vocal pitch. She is amazing. And we're going to be checking out the behind the scenes of a global photo shoot with Usain Bolt, where Palesa had the honor of interviewing the fastest man in the world. We also chat to Rihanna, Lo, Charles Siboto, and Christelle Lambrecht, three friends who wrote their first children's book together, titled The Blacksmith and The Dragonfly. Plus, we meet wellness coach Vatiswa Mavume, who is passionate about helping people achieve optimum physical health. So remember, you can contact us via our social media platforms and tell us what your favorite genre of music is via tweeting us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page throughout the show.
Was a weekend. Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Palesa Tembe, and thank you so much for choosing Afternoon Express to end your week off. And trust me, it's going to be on a very, very high note. We know we've got Mizz Dee in the building, but what do we have in the kitchen? Yeah,
today's recipe is very cheesy. It's something I've never done before. But no, I meant like the...
Okay, I got
I've never made this before after developing the recipe. It's mac and cheese, right?
Yeah.
In a samosa.
I mean, you guys are taking me all the way back to Durban, but that mac and cheese inside...
Yeah, I'm not lying to you, it's actually crazy how good it is.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Clem has me in trouble. In 2019, I can already see it coming. Now, our first guest today was born in the majestic province of Limpopo and later grew up in Johannesburg. Singer-songwriter Mizz Dee has been an advocate of love and joy in her music offerings and is known for her smooth vocals that gel perfectly with the up-tempo beats. Let's have a look at her latest music video.
Very lovely to look at. That's one way to start your show. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hi, it feels great being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Let's start with your name, because your name is probably one of the best I've ever heard.
If you should say so yourself.
So you grew up in Limpopo province. What was your childhood like, and when did you discover and harness your vocal gift?
I actually, I was born in Limpopo, but I grew up in Joburg.
Okay.
Yeah, and growing up in Joburg, I was exposed to a lot of things, a lot of moving around as well. I must say, one of my funnest childhood memories was going with my granny to church, and she used to sing in the choir. Yeah. And my mom used to play a lot of music. So I think that kind of exposure to music just made me fall in love with music. And when it comes to singing, I've been singing ever since I could remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why house music? Because what I find really interesting about house music at the moment is that the hero, I suppose, of the song is always the DJ. And lately, it's the vocalist that is now coming to the forefront. So why house music? Are you particularly passionate about it?
The reason why I actually tapped into house music is because I feel, as a continent in Africa, we are faced with so many social illnesses.
Yeah.
So I basically do music to inspire. So my type of music is soulful, but then I mixed it with a bit of groove, which house has. So, you know, dancing and listening to a few melodic words, that just, you know, it inspires.
And what is the process compared to like a artist who will sing with a rock band, for example? Will you meet a producer or a DJ, and then how does the a song, I suppose, get connected to the melody. So do you write the lyrics, or does he come up with the beat, and then how do you connect the two together?
It's different all the time.
Yeah.
So it depends, because some producers actually have the song in mind.
Yeah.
And then what I'd do is I'll just marinate it with my melodic voice, and then that's how a hit actually comes up.
Amazing.
Or what happens is I'll literally have a vision and then drop into studio and then mention what kind of sound I want to take on, and that's how I actually go about it. So it's different all the time.
Yeah. How did you get discovered? Like, who heard your voice for the first time and decided, I need Mizz Dee on my track? Because I'm waiting for somebody to still do that to me. But
Is it? Well, we can do a Mizz Dee versus Mizz Dee, but moving on to your question.
I'll let you talk, you can sing.
So basically, the first song I worked on was in 2012, titled Better Days.
Yeah.
So Better Days was licensed to Soul Candy. I've always loved singing in competitions, but then I thought, you know what, let me just try something new whereby I'm going a step ahead with my music, and that's when I did the song titled Better Days, and it was licensed through Soul Candy. And then it also had a music video, and I thought, oh my word, this is it. I'm breaking into the industry. Little did I know, it doesn't work that way, you know?
Because the DJ gets to gig, he gets to play the song, but you don't go on those gigs. So then how does it work for you then to get more, I mean, how do you have your gig then at some point?
So then that's when I decided that, you know what, I actually want to feature DJs. That's when the song that we just played now, titled After a Night Like This, I did the song with Gina Brown. It was in 2015. In 2015, I actually, talking about music and tapping in and out, what happened is, after 2012, when I noticed that, okay, this dream that I had doesn't actually work out that way, I tapped out of music and I went into corporate. Because then I thought, you know, that's actually a better way of just keeping sane and having security.
Paying your bills, I suppose.
Exactly. So then I tapped back into music after I realized that, you know, music is like a calling. It's just like, imagine working for corporate and you know you're meant for TV. You know, you always look at TV.
I'm curious to know, what did you do in corporate?
Marketing.
Okay.
I actually worked for a company which is in Cape Town called Mustard Seed.
Did you sing at the office every day?
I was that loud person. Yeah, if I should say so myself. But I guess my noise was kind of nice, because now I get paid to sing. So
exactly. So now you've gone back into music, but you mentioned earlier that you were going to feature DJs as opposed to DJs featuring you.
Yeah. So
how have you been able to pull that off?
So talking about my music video, After a Night Like This, which we just played now, I featured Gina Brown in it, and then from there I worked with guys by the name of African Roots on a song titled CS, which is on top 40. It was on the charts. So yeah, that was one of the greatest songs I did until my recent ones. So then from there, that's when I established Mizz Dee, and I started looking at myself as a business.
Of course. It's a very clever move. Do you write your own lyrics? Because you're going to be performing a song for us just now called Wena.
Yes.
What is it about, and did you write it?
Wena is a song about love. It's a song about finding love.
Wena?
Yeah, even after being hurt, I believe one still needs to believe in love, you know. So Wena is about love. It's about nourished love. It's about genuine love. So yeah, that's what Wena is about.
And do you feel loved when you perform it in front of the audience?
I do. And hence I said I do music to inspire, you know. Even if you don't feel loved, when you listen to Wena, I want you to feel loved.
Oh, I'm looking very, very forward to it. Thank you so much for being on the show. And I think that your star is about to take off. You've got a beautiful voice, and it's an absolute pleasure listening to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
I mean, we've got double the trouble, 2 Mizz Dees in the building. I'm looking very much forward to seeing Wena being performed live in the loft a little later on in the show. Now, after the break, we prepare a decadent, spicy mac and cheese samoosas. Plus, we check out what went down when I met the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. See you after the break.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and as you can see, we're about to put Mizz Dee to work, honey. Now, a cheese lover might find it extremely difficult to choose between an oozy, spicy cheese samosa or a decadent mac and cheese. But we're saying, why choose? And since we love creating next-level recipes in our kitchen, we're making a mac and cheese samosas. Ooh, sounds absolutely amazing. Now, this recipe is a must-try this weekend. SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe. SMSs are cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Chef Kim?
True story. Actual, like, very weird. Last night we had a party at Sir Anne Allen's house.
Yes.
A samosa party.
So thanks for the invite. Mizz Dee, did you crack an invite?
No, not at all.
My phone was...
Dololo invites. Dololo invites.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay because we're creating our own samosa party in the kitchen
So we're
today.
going to do it right now. So it is true. It's a mac and cheese. It's going to be put inside a samosa. We're going to fry it.
Oh, love it.
It's crazy. So in the pot right now, it's bubbling away nicely. Let me see, let's get the heat down a little bit. We've got some white sauce. We've made this a million times on the show. So today, that pot's done already. To that, we're going to add our cheeses. We're going to go Clover feta. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
There we go. That's going in. Our beautiful Clover tusses. This is a very cheesy. Okay, guys. Also,
and quick cheese test. What cheese is that before Clem says? Mizz Dee?
Because apparently you got some skills in the kitchen.
Okay.
Mizz Dee said that she's really good in the kitchen, so we're really putting her to
You can
taste.
taste a little bit if you want.
Taste tester.
It tastes like a Gouda.
I feel like it's a cheddar.
It's a cheddar.
Really?
It's a cheddar.
My bad.
But it's not a competition. You're still
My
great.
bad.
You're still great.
My bad.
You're still great.
I'm joking. You are still great, but the real test comes in how it tastes. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
So
and how you roll and fold your samosa.
Okay.
Okay. So cheese is going in there. That's going to start melting through, and to that I'm going to add. So that cheese is looking good. Okay. What do you spot?
I can add that for you.
Okay. Can you add the jalapeno acha for me?
I'm obsessed with this jalapeno acha is everything.
Where do you guys get this acha? It looks so interesting.
You get it in store. I'm going to tell you the ad break where I go and get it. All right? But we'll hook you up. We'll get you some. Then,
I want
so
to try it
basically,
out.
that's our cheese sauce done. So now we're going to add the custard.
Love that. Okay, that's where I come in. I guess I have to do something in the kitchen today.
You got it.
Should I put it all in all at once?
All in.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool. So make sure every single bit of pasta gets coated in that cheese sauce.
See,
and then it goes into the fridge for 2 hours. So we're going to come back in 2 hours, guys.
No, because the magic of TV, I trust that you've done it for us already, Clem.
You got the ball on the side there?
Yes, I do.
That's perfect. You really, you know what's what, eh?
But
okay, cool. But I'm gonna take this from you. That's cool. That's fine.
Oh, because this one has come from the fridge, and that one is still hot.
The reason you want it to kind of chill a bit in the fridge is because you want that cheese to start setting slowly, and it makes it easier for you to actually handle when you start rolling your samosas.
Okay.
If it's hot like this, number one, you're gonna actually damage your pastry, and number two, it's gonna kind of like go everywhere. You don't
and we
that.
don't want it to go everywhere in the kitchen. If you just joined us, we are making incredible mac and cheese samosas. So if you want to try this weekend, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650, and you will also be making mac and cheese samosas at home.
You ready for this now? Okay, cool.
Kinda. I don't know if I'm ready.
Okay.
What I always like doing at the end of any white sauce that I make, I always put a bit of nutmeg in there, so I'm gonna add a bit of that in a minute.
Why?
That's my secret. It adds like this amazing flavor to your cheese sauce. It was like, what is that? You can't even put your finger on it, but that's what it is. Cool. Now,
Is that why there's a bit of color?
the color actually comes from the chilies and the chili sauce from the. Where's our bowl?
Here it is. So we need to finish it all.
It's that oil from the acha that actually gives it that nice red color.
Oh, from the jalapenos.
Yes.
I love that.
Can I
Okay,
take it from
cool.
you now? Okay, so we're gonna start rolling. So I've got our pastry, and again I use this blue kitchen towel to go over it just to keep the pastry moist because it dries out very quickly like final pastry.
Nice. Okay.
I'm gonna side first. Thank you, Polly. So I'm gonna do one, and I'm gonna hand over to the two of you.
I feel like this is going to be difficult. Are you artistic at all?
I try. Let's see. Let's give it a try.
That's what I enjoy about being in the kitchen,
guys.
because it's always mixing up something that's artistic but fun, and at the end of the day you get to eat it, so it's a win-win here in the kitchen.
Definitely.
So, rule number one: don't overfill it. Because it's gonna burst, it's gonna pop, you're gonna tear your pastry. Okay. But also don't add too little because you're gonna be like, huh? Why? No.
Where is it?
Yes.
Where's the flavor?
There we go. So first thing at the bottom of your sheet, fold over to get your basic triangle shape like that. Cool. But I've got an open side. The mission now to seal all those sides. So fold over there. And now we've got one left.
Got it.
triangle. A little bit of our egg wash. That's just to seal it. I actually like doing a mixture of flour and water mixed together. That brush, that like gives you like a nice seal.
Okay.
So then fold it over. That seals it. Samosa, done.
Super cute.
Really?
Chefs, you have 30 seconds to roll your samosa. While you're doing that, I'm going to start frying these ones.
Perfect. I think I'm going to be really good at this. Ms. D, do you know why?
Let's see.
The way you fold a samosa is the same way I fold my plastics. So
Same here.
So you know at home.
Same here.
Yeah, to keep your plastic recycling is key.
Yeah.
So I always fold my plastics in this way.
How are you doing there?
Very good, but I think I overfilled my samosa.
Same here.
That was literally rule number one.
Same here.
You had one job. Guys,
and only one job to do.
great. I'm loving it.
So I want to find out from all of our viewers at home, are you fans of samosas? How much of a samosa fan are you? And also, what is your favorite filling for your samosas?
What's yours?
My favorite is basic chicken. Can't go wrong.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with chicken.
The one that I made last night, I made a spicy potato and pea one, vegetarian. It was delicious. It was great. What samosa do you normally go for?
Believe it or not, I love the the potato one. The potato one.
Oh, yeah, that's
Ms. Dee, you put a bit of curry in it.
Before we dunk, I want our viewers to choose. Please.
What are they choosing?
Please may you.
Why are we competing?
Everything is a competition in the
guys,
kitchen.
come on.
Who's got the best samosa? I feel like I won.
What's that on the top? Can I see? Is it open?
It is open, and mine is sealed. It is open. Mine is sealed, guys. Like, check that out.
Okay, they are sealed. Both of them are sealed.
Oh my goodness, tough crowd. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express.
Really?
Or comment on our Facebook page. Okay, I low-key think Ms. D won. Congratulations. Round one goes to you. Clem, how's it happening there?
Okay, so they fry. The thing is kind of like this misconception about oil deep frying. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
If you fry correctly, get your oil nice and hot, you kind of filled the samosa properly. No little open spots. You're actually fine there.
Shots fired. Pew, 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 pew. Shots fired in the kitchen, but it's all good. It's cheesy, spicy, crispy. What's not to love? SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent to your device. And just in case you want to see this one more time, here's a quick recap for this cheesy treat.
Made with love by Clover.
That looked absolutely yummy. Something else that's very yummy. Usain Bolt recently revisited South Africa, and Palesa had exclusive access to the shoot of his latest campaign, where she picked his mind about his various accolades and taught him a few South African phrases. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Palesa Tembe, and Afternoon Express is about to meet the fastest man in the world, Mr. Usain Bolt. Now, we are at a secret location where we have an exclusive invite to a behind-the-scenes global photo shoot with Mr. Bolt himself. Faster than a champagne cork across the room, this multiple Olympic gold medalist and world record holder is a natural ambassador for the brand. Grant, what do you think it is about South Africa that keeps Usain coming back?
Well, I mean, with South Africa, what's not to love here? We also know that Usain Bolt has said several times that this feels a lot like home. In the press conference yesterday, Usain actually mentioned to us that he likes to party, and no one parties like South Africans party.
I feel like not only should you come closer to the TV, but you might want to take a screen grab with your cell phone because I'm here with the beautiful, the elegant, the sophisticated Mini Jones.
Yes.
You've got to put the Jones at the end.
Can't forget it.
Lalela, what does a night like this mean to you? It's all about luxury, it's all about sophistication,
Sure.
which is brands that you're in alignment with.
Yeah, I think tonight is really so fantastic. I mean, you really get to see a legend doing his thing, and that's what makes it so cool. And I think my favorite part of today is the fact that we are on set, we are working really hard, but we're playing just as hard. I mean, there's a huge party going downstairs, there's a cool DJ, it's a really, really good time. So although it's a photo shoot and we're working hard, we're playing just as hard.
I'm standing here with the legend himself, a very tall legend, I might have. Whatever you touch has to turn to gold or platinum, whether it's cricket, whether it's soccer, whether it's running, and apparently you are Mr. CEO, the Chief Entertainment Officer. That is your name. Is there something that you're bad at?
For me, I would say golf.
Wow.
I'm no good at golf. I've tried, failed horribly. I'm not good at golf.
I mean, I can't even believe you because you're such an incredible athlete. I don't even think you're that bad at golf. But you having all the accomplishments and awards that you have, what do you hold near and dear to your heart?
Oh my God. I think one of my first gold medals in Jamaica when I was 15, actually. And it felt so wonderful to actually win in front of your own crowd, you know what I mean? So for me, up to this day, no matter how many gold medals or records I've won, that for me has been the biggest thing.
You know, there's something about being home that just kind of sends chills down your spine, makes you feel so comfortable, right? And now we're home, we're in my home, which is South Africa. And I want you to try a very popular South African phrase. Can you say, ungenapi?
Ungenapi.
Thank you. Do you know what that means? It means where do you come in? So you can use it in any way, shape or form. So if you're at Christmas and your aunt asks you, when can I expect a grandchild? What do you say? Thank you. When your boss asks you, what did you do with last month's salary when you need a raise? What do you ask him? Ungenapi. Thank you so much. And what's your Jamaican phrase you'd like to teach me?
Oh my God, I don't know. For me, people in Jamaica is just simple. We just say, yo, just cool, man.
Oh, it's cool, man.
Just cool, man.
Oh, just cool, man.
Yeah. It's like everything when people are present. Yo, so we're not going to party now? Just cool, man. You know what I mean?
Well.
Why you so late? Just cool, man. You know, so it's like that.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. And right here on this photo shoot, we are just cool, man.
Yeah, just cool, man.
When he's not covering the ground at over 10 meters a second, he's the heart and soul of cool and an inspiration to all of Africa. I will certainly be talking about this chat for years to come. Mizz Dee, do you know Usain Bolt?
Of course, who doesn't?
No, but have you met him?
Exactly. Not in that way, not in that. Marayazi.
I have.
Let's say you like throwing shade, eh? Oh, God.
You're forgiven. Now, as you know, today is World Read Aloud Day. And in sight of this very significant day, we meet the creators of the popular children's book, The Blacksmith and The Dragonfly, after the break. Remember, you can engage with us on social media. Let us know what is your favorite genre of music just by tweeting us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. Cheers. To
The
Usain Bolt.
weekend.
Clover Crush. 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express this fabulous Friday afternoon. Now, Rihanna, Christelle and Charles are three friends who set out on a quest to write books for children with heroes that they can really identify with, as well as stories that celebrate the various cultures in our country. So their book, The Blacksmith and The Dragonfly, is fast becoming a favourite in reading rooms all over the country. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jeannie.
Firstly, congratulations on this book. It is absolutely beautiful. It is interesting. But before we get into it, I want to know, how did the three of you come together to decide to write a book?
That's quite interesting. So Christelle and I actually have been best friends now for almost 12 years. We met in 2007, back in high school. I like to write, she likes to draw, so it just made natural sense. However, we were always in need of a mentor, someone who could give us some guidance. Yeah. And that's where we met Charles some years later.
Yeah,
and
so
it's just been...
Yeah. I come from a publishing background, so I've been working in children's books publishing for the last 5 years. Yeah. So when I'd moved over, I moved to Germany to just sort of live there for a year or so, and then it asked me to come and help the team out. Yeah. Give some advice, help with the writing, and I became co-author of the series.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there was an idea to write a children's book.
Yes.
So why this really interested me, and what struck a chord with me, is I went to art school, and part of my syllabus was ritual and mythology. And the things that I learned were Greek mythology. I learned about, Roman ritual. And now you've created something written in the old folklore, I suppose, of Zulu and Xhosa, telling the African story. So was that your intention? How did the idea for this book come about?
Well, there's many things that inspired us to start with this series. One thing, I lived in Germany for 9 months as well, and it's very difficult to tell people about the culture here. Yeah. They just don't understand what you're talking about. Yeah. So we got this an idea to make stories for people in South Africa by South Africans. Yeah. So we realized there's so many cultures and it's not represented, so let's do that. So the first book, The Blacksmith and The Dragonfly, focuses on the Xhosa culture. So everything you see in the book, the characters, there's even some Xhosa words in there. They dress according, the mannerisms are the same as it would be in the Xhosa culture.
You know, I think when kids, you heard about the psychology behind when children watch something like Teletubbies, how they behave to it and how they react towards something like that. And children, like, for example, we grew up with Cinderella. How do you think this is going to affect children when their narrative is of their own country? When their story, I suppose, that they read about, their fairy tales are of things that they know of. How do you think that'll impact, like, the next generation of kids?
I think, in the sense, I grew up reading a lot. I'm a big fan of fantasy and a big fan of science fiction. And you never see yourself in that. So that's a problem I had growing up as well. And the moment you do see someone that looks like yourself in it, you just get excited because you feel like that's someone you can relate to. And I think that's what we're working on here, is we want kids to see themselves in stories because, I mean, we all exist in the world and we all are here. So we also have stories and everyone's stories. So I think it's important that everyone gets their story told, and you see yourself in stories, you see yourself in the media, you see yourself in comic books, you see yourself in movies.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. And you are such a talented illustrator.
Thank you.
I mean, I heard that there was so much hard work that went into this. I think it apparently took 3 years to do.
Oh, no.
2 years.
2 years?
2 years. Yeah. Actually, it took me like a whole year to draw everything.
Really?
I started off with like 15 days for one page. Because I had to get the feel for this thing. Because I just, didn't finish, but I studied 3D animation. But they didn't actually teach me drawing, so I had to study myself. I had to learn everything by myself, so everything was online. So at the beginning, it was like 15 days per page, and then it started going a bit faster. Yeah. And it's up to now 5 days per page, but it's a lot of work that goes into everything, a lot of research, talking to the community, asking like, is this correct? Do you guys like it? Do you change anything? And yeah, it's a lot of...
So I heard that the research was absolutely insane because everything is historically accurate and tribally accurate, I suppose, as you put it. But the idea was quite interactive as well. So the research that you did apparently was online, and you had made people choose what they responded better to. Tell me of that story.
No, some was in person as well. So for the Blacksmith and the Dragonfly, we would go to Spur, and approach some families. It's just maybe not the best thing to do. And if we saw someone in the street, we would just talk to them. And we were also really surprised at how open everyone were to talk about their culture. We first thought it might be a bit annoying if you just walk up to some random person and start talking about culture, but everybody was so open and they really embraced it. And we're working on our second book at the moment that we've codenamed TRC for now. And for the Prince princess, we had some designs for the dress, and we had some colors for the dress, and you could vote what dress you wanted her to have.
What
and
colour won?
Blue.
Yes,
Blue
I love blue.
So this is Princess Ndaliswa from the Blacksmith and The Dragonfly. Yeah.
That's not the winning dress, I take it.
Oh no, this is from the previous book.
Here's the winning dress.
That is Nolwazi's mother.
Yeah,
so that is a married Zulu lady. So you can see how much research we do to make sure that we get the clothing correct as well.
Yeah.
And apart from doing the research, we actually talk to people. We have some polls that we run online. We always invite the community to give us some feedback. We take that in, like really, if there's something you don't like, please approach us. We want this to be together with the community we create. It's not just something we want to make and put out there. It must be a collaborative thing with the community.
Exactly. Well, I think it's an absolutely beautiful book. I can't wait for the next one. And I really hope more books like this get put into the curriculums of all the kids studying in South Africa. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jeannie, for having us.
I'll read it out aloud today, considering it's World Read Aloud Day.
Exactly.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Today being World Read Aloud Day, we know that you've got 2 daughters.
Yes.
I think we should talk to Charles and the gang to score you a copy.
I think my girls would really love the book, you know?
Yes.
Especially considering the fact that it's got all these beautiful dresses and it seems like a very beautiful culture.
Absolutely. It's royal, it's lush.
Definitely.
Actually, you should get them to read to you.
Yeah, that's a brilliant one.
Perfect.
That's a brilliant one.
Seems like a plan. Now, we chat wellness coach Vatiswa Mavume, who has been helping people improve their health through coaching and nutrition after the break. How?
Hi, Bo. How does this
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, according to health practitioners, South Africa is the most obese country in sub-Saharan Africa. It seems that over the years, obesity has escalated instead of decreasing, despite the health warnings. So, wellness coach Vatiswa Mavume was in the same boat, I suppose, and in the same predicament when her child found herself seriously overweight. After assisting her daughter, it motivated her to change her lifestyle and start living healthier. She is now helping dozens of people reach their health goals, as well as help them maintain a balanced and nutritious way of life and eating. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. What a pleasure to actually be here to join you guys.
You know, they say there's this thing on Facebook that has got an algorithm, then whatever you're thinking about, Facebook will all of a sudden pop up all these adverts. Today, I watched this little video of a man dealing with obesity. And his family around him was he was bedridden. He couldn't get out of bed. And his family kept on bringing him whatever unhealthy food he wanted. And I thought, wow, that is so sad and so unhelpful. You were confronted with almost a similar situation and you decided to take a very different kind of action. Tell me that story.
Actually, what an interesting story that was. My daughter, I think, at the age of 5 years, just to give you a background, she was probably weighing a size 10 to 11. Yeah. And it was purely based on food choices. I cannot take away myself from that situation. What was we're feeding a lack of knowledge, not actually growing up in a confined space, not being able to move around as much as she should as a child. And one thing just led to another. And when she hit the age of 16, we just decided, it was a decision that we made at home to say it is enough. Based on so many things as a teenager, facing so many challenges, both at school and at home as well, we said we needed to do something. Yeah. So I believe at some point it's about the decision that you make as a person, as a family, and for us, that's exactly what we did, and that's how I found myself to be here, actually.
Can I tell you, I think a lot of people are going to be sitting at home and looking at you, and you are unbelievable. You look, I mean, you are absolutely beautiful, and you are fit, and you are strong. And I think a lot of people will fail to believe that you had a daughter suffering from obesity when you looked so good. So was it a whole family that had to change a way of eating? I mean, did you look different then as well? Did you then go through a transformation with your daughter?
Interesting question. What happened with my daughter before I actually found a program that really helped us at home? Yeah. It would be just her alone, that we're just giving her something, you know, like it's a disease that we needed to fix her on. Yeah. And then it was just not helping until one day we realized actually we all are actually under the suffering from the same predicament. Yeah. We need to come back home and change the lifestyle for everybody. So if you're looking in our family, you see my husband, all our children, all of us, we just changed our healthy eating habits. We just chose as a decision that we actually made, and we just followed that path. So I myself suffered a bit after having the children. I've got to be honest, I grew up being one of those really skinny people. Yeah. And then children do come along. I have 3 of them. Yeah. Children do come along, and whether we like it or not, and you know what happens? We pick up a bit more, we pick up more, and then at some point I had to take a step back and say, my daughter is not a problem. Actually, we are all a problem, and we embarked on a journey that has completely transformed all our lives at home.
And it also catapulted your career to becoming a health coach. So just for all of us, us at home, what exactly is a health coach?
A health coach, or health coach or a wellness coach. I suppose there will be those who will be trained on it, like as in going to school, nutritionist or whatever you might want to call it. And then you find people like us. For me, I had nothing to do with wellness coaching. My background is actually in marketing. Okay. All I did was to simply get back home one day and I said, this is it. We're changing our lifestyle. Things like drinking more water, hydrating, choosing more veggies and more fruits rather than going on heavy carbs. And then from there, we started things like running and walking. The result that showed on ourselves, or my daughter, attracted, interestingly enough, the first person who got attracted was my friend. Yeah. Who was saying, whatever that you guys are doing, I'm in. And then my sister got on board as well. And then we started, we were like literally 5, I remember. We were 5 when we just started.
It's amazing. You've done the best thing for your family.
It speaks for itself. Yeah. And I think that's where everything just started spreading, because now everybody wants to know what are you doing differently?
Yeah.
And I found myself 8 months later just purely looking into this field of what we call health or wellness coach. And basically all I do, I just get anyone who wants to really change their lives, impact their lives differently, who have decided that we've had enough.
Yeah.
We get them on the program, we do things together, we do awareness challenges, we do fit challenges, whatever it is that we want to do together. And before you know it, people get results. From getting results, people ask them in return. So,
and I don't think people realize how obesity and being overweight actually affects so many other facets of your life as well. So well done on changing your life and changing the life of so many other people in your family and outside. Thank you so much for inspiring us today.
Thank you so much, guys. What a pleasure to be here. Really, really awesome. And let's hope at home as somebody picked up a word or an advice or anything that they might actually use.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that we should have a rule here on Afternoon Express that we cannot have guests that look better than the presenters. I mean, with Mizz Dee, no Vatiswa, looking fit, firm, and beautiful ladies.
I must say, Palesa, Vatiswa looks like she's in her teens. She looks amazing. And talking about that, I'm actually challenging 10 women that are from Pretoria or Gauteng to come and join me, exclusively 10, to come and join me every Saturday. We're getting fit, guys.
We're getting fit here in 2019. You heard it here first with Mizz Dee. Now, we wrap up an eventful week after the break with a performance from the talented Mizz Dee herself.
Express yourself.
1 2 1 2.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. This Friday, finally, it's the weekend. Mizz Dee, you know what we say? Kothi hu wena. Now, Mizz Dee is one of the latest vocalists to blow up in the music house genre, performing her latest song titled Wena, which simply means you. Mizz Dee, ladies and gentlemen.
Check it out. When it's available on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Mizz Dee, well done. Have a seat. Thank you so much for that fabulous performance. It is hot here. I mean, you are heating up the place for sure. So, of course, today is World Read Aloud Day.
Yes.
And, you know, having such inspired authors in the loft earlier, I think the written word is something that is so important. I mean, you must have read a lot as a child, I think, to be able to write music now.
Definitely.
So, now that you've got children, how important do you think reading is for them? And what's been your favourite book of all time?
My favorite book of all time is the book of Bible stories.
Yeah.
And because it speaks about the Bible, so you get to learn about the Bible as well.
Yeah.
And it's very important for kids to read.
Do you read aloud to your kids?
Yes, I do.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, because when they read, they can actually go to a world they've never been before.
Yeah.
You know, a book is better because you can just use your imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You create imagination, and actually, I've got a lot of godchildren, and I always read to them. I always do like their little bedtime stories. And apparently, and I mean, Google this to find out if it's true. But what happens is when you point to the words, while even when you're reading to little children, like even babies, point to the words so that their brain is registering the words that they're taking in. And it'll be easier for them to take in words when they learn to read when they're older, and therefore their language, you know, they grasp language a little bit easier.
True.
And exactly what you said, it opens up a whole world for them with their imagination.
Because they firstly have like photographic memories before it actually registers that, you know, this is how you read out a word.
A lot of people don't know this about me, and you just reminded me, Jeannie, about pointing to the word. So I grew up dyslexic. I couldn't read to save my life, and especially in African cultures, a lot of people aren't familiar with dyslexia. So my parents got very frustrated. Very frustrated, not understanding why I can't read and why I can't grasp that word. But pointing to it, trust me, it made a world of difference.
Well, then you remember what the word looks like.
That's how I learned.
But I'm good at my job now because as a little girl, I would read aloud. I would read books aloud. I would read to my brothers, I would read to my cousins, and I would read aloud. And I think that instills so much confidence in people. And then you get a broader perspective on language.
Because I remember when I was in high school, I actually used to get very nervous having to read to people until I got into... Then I challenged myself, I got into public speaking. So then I thought, if I can actually get into public speaking and read anything at any time, then I'd actually be forced to read out loud, and then I'd get over the fear. And that's how it also helps in performing as well. I mean, if you're scared to do things in front of people, then, you know, it gets in your way.
That's beautiful. How did you overcome your dyslexia? Sorry.
Oh, okay. So a lot of OTT, occupational therapist.
Did it involve reading out loud?
Yes. So reading out aloud changed my life.
Wow.
It made a world of a difference because in your mind, the understanding and the meaning is different. The emphasis is different. The breath is different.
Yes.
But as soon as you say it out loud, I promise you, and there's something also about studying with reading your notes. Reading your notes out aloud.
Because they actually stick in your mind.
Exactly, because you're speaking it and you're hearing it, and the brain kind of cements it.
Exactly.
But Palesa, that's very important information, because a lot of parents, I'm sure they get very frustrated with their kids, and we as parents don't know what to do. We think there's something wrong that we actually doing, but then we don't understand that it's an illness. So it's a great one. I'm happy for you.
I think you're an amazing mother. I think you're a fantastic artist. Thank you so much for being here today, and I love your name. You're magic, Mizz Dee.
I can imagine if you wouldn't love my name.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have a splendid weekend, and join us again on Monday as we chat to actor Nat Ramabulana. He's going to be live in the loft. So, yeah, we're grateful for having you, and have a fantastic weekend. Good night and God bless.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.